Welcome to the What's Already podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host, Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification buttons. Tell a friend about us. Tell a family member about us. Tell some highway patrolman about us.
Hell yeah.
Unless you're in Utah, where I'm at, don't tell those fuckers are mean. But yeah, like, all right. We are in week 2 of comedies, movies that make you drop your popcorn, laugh so hard you drop your popcorn or snacks or anything like that. Before we get into what movie we're doing, though you can see it on the screen if you're on YouTube, go check out Patreon. Lots of fun things to do there, including on voting on movies, providing topics for the months that we do so that we can build a list of movies for you to vote on. We're doing some revamps, so it'll change up a little bit, but there's also a ton of extra content for a little bit of paywall there to help support the podcast, and we really appreciate it. We've got a couple of great patrons right now that take care of us, specifically CB and Rich. They keep the podcast going, not cheap, so they help us out. But if for nothing else, just come and have a good time with us for free, and we're okay with that too. In fact, we appreciate it. But now that we're through those plugs, let's jump into week 2, Super Troopers. It was released February 15th, 2002. It was written by Jay Chandrasekhar. That's as good as it's going to get. Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lem. It was directed by Jay Chandrasekhar. And stars Andre Vipolis, whatever. These guys and their names. Joey Kern, Jeffrey Arend, Eric Stolansky, Jay Chandrasekhar, Steve Lem, Kevin Heffernan, Paul Soder, Marissa Coughlin, and Brian Cox. It's about 5 Vermont state troopers, avid pranksters with a knack for screwing up, trying to save their jobs and outdo the local police department by solving a crime. Jesus, I can't believe this movie finally made it on the podcast.
I have been sitting on this one. I have been sitting on this movie for so long because our, no longer with us, not deceased, but just kicked off the podcast, third host, never would have appreciated Super Troopers for the lightning in a bottle that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first opportunity I had, this was on there. 100%. This is a movie that, by all accounts, should not work.
No.
Should not exist.
Mm-mm.
Shouldn't have been made to begin with.
Nope.
And somehow, every single time I sit down to watch it, I die laughing. I could watch it anytime, anywhere. If someone said, hey, we're watching Super Troopers, my response is, hell yes, right now. Like, hands down, we're doing it because it's lightning in a bottle to me. This movie is one of those that I'm disappointed that they went ahead and made a second one.
Yeah. Because
what I much would have preferred, and I don't know if you were aware of this or even if any of our listeners were, but I would have much preferred if Jay just put himself in Rabbit in every other movie he did, because he did Dukes of Hazzard.
Yep.
And they have a cameo as campus security.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part of the new Dukes of Hazzard, and I say new, it was 20 years ago.
Sure.
The best part is having them pull over the Dukes as campus security.
Oh, yeah.
And that would have been much better for me, is just have them keep popping up throughout every single project, because they had greatness with this.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. I love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie for me is a conundrum, because I remember when it came out, I was a couple years past graduating. I was living in Arizona. I didn't have a lot of attachment to media at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning I wasn't watching movies, things like that. There were other things on my mind for those couple of years. So, but it was interesting because throughout the year 2001 and even 2002, like, this was one of the most quoted things I have ever heard in my life. Like, people talking about it all the time. and I didn't get to see it until I got home. I got back to Utah from Arizona, and I went and saw it. And I'll be honest, the first time I saw it, like it missed me, like drove right by me. Like I was like, and I think it was because so many people were talking about it and how funny it was and quoting it. Like I went into this thing with the highest of high expectations, because for a year and a half before I could see it myself, it's all I heard people talking about. Like this was the movie people were joking and talking and quoting. And I was like, God, this movie's got to be the shit, right? And so I went and saw it, and I'm like, I mean, I giggled at some parts, but I didn't find it like that funny. So it was a victim of its own circumstance for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't watch it again for probably 15 years. And then a buddy of mine was like, we got to watch Super Troopers. And I was like, oh God, I just didn't enjoy that. He goes, no, you just got to watch it. Just hang out and watch it with me. And I think it was kind of what part of it was kind of what Matt's was talking about. Like he was laughing his ass off. And so I was like starting to see the humor in it while I was watching it with him. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that was funny. And then I watched it after that by myself or with other friends. And I was like starting to get it. And now, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Like it's just random and weird enough that like there doesn't need to be, because I think that's the big argument that I've heard, at least when I've watched it with people, and they're like, I don't get it. I'm like, you don't need to get it.
No,
like it's not about you shouldn't get it. If you get it, you have bigger problems than not getting this movie. And so it's like, because there isn't anything to get. Like it's just it's kind of like, well, it's not kind of like, it's exactly like, you know, the oh God, you just talked about it in a previous recording earlier. The freaking it's a troupe, it's a comedy troupe that made a movie. You know what I mean? Like it's no different than The Life of Brian or Monty Python's group. Yeah. It's just broken lizards, right? So it's like these guys were like, we're pretty fucking funny on stage and in our bits, so let's translate that into a movie. And when you do that, it's very Saturday Night Live-ish. You can't look at this movie with a through line in it, right? Like there's not an A, B, and C. There's not a first act, second act, third act. There's no format that fits a movie like this. This is just funny people doing an hour and 30 minutes of fucking funny shit. And that's just it. And it's funny because this movie was so good at what it did that it spawned, like, you can't tell me if you've ever watched the TV show Reno 911. It's the same shit. Like they went, this worked, let's do a TV show, and then we can break it up into segments. And I'm telling you right now, Reno 911 has some of the funniest fucking scenes. Like the fucking drunk dude in front of his car doing the dance. Oh, if you haven't seen that shit, that's great. But that shit came from this basis, right? Like they saw that and went, we can make this bigger, drag it out for a while, make it specific about a town versus like, you know, some wherever in the middle of nowhere. But like that's how you know it worked, is when you spawn other things, because you also have the one that's the something 99, like the other cop, like it's not Troopers, right? Like it was in Reno 99,
Brooklyn
but
99.
Brooklyn 99. But it's the same shit. It's just like, let's take something that's typically not funny, very serious shit, right? And let's make it goofy as fuck. And then you go, I bet some cops fucking do shit like this. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Not to this level, but yes.
Yeah. Like, I could just imagine somebody calling somebody else a chicken fucker. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. So now, yeah, this movie's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And I will say, I don't think it does itself any favors in the opening.
No.
Because it is just all over the place.
Yes.
And that's where you need to kind of pull in your audience.
Yeah.
And so I'd say about like 15, 20 minutes in, right? As soon as they go chasing Mac, who's dressed up and like he stole the Porsche, that is where it really picks up.
Yeah.
But the whole first beginning scene, like now, because I know what's coming, I cackle.
Sure.
Right? Because you know what's coming, but on your first watch through, you don't know what to expect, right? Yeah. So especially you get Jay, you know, this Rammerthorn coming up, playing the straight character, pretty much is who he is in the in the movie, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
But that's kind of he's supposed to be the responsible one. And so you immediately are like, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a serious movie. Right. It's the, how fast you are going. 65, 63. You get that whole thing. And then they drive off and you're kind of like, what the fuck? And then they circle back and they like do the whole thing over again. And what you have to do is you have to almost watch it through the poor guy who's in the back seat through his eyes. And he's freaking out, man. And so once you get over that hump, but it is a very long opening sequence to get through with no payoff. Yeah. Until you get to the kind of where, they join Mac in the dive bar. Yeah. And you get the whole, he pretends to shoot him, comes back out, and you boys like Mexico. Woo! And then that's when you get the payoff and you kind of shit. Oh, I am in for a good time. But it takes him so long to get there. And that's the only kind of gripe I have with it, especially for a first person watch, because when I first saw this, it was college and I had a roommate who introduced it to me. And so it was his favorite movie. And he was doing the same thing, talking up. But I had the advantage of him being there. So the first 20 minutes, I was kind of looking at him like, you said this was fun. He's like, just wait, trust me type of a thing. And so then the payoff was there. And I was like, oh, okay. And so by the time you get to Steve Lem doing the repeat. Oh, yeah. It is just, I'm hooked. I'm hooked and I'm in for the ride because it just keeps getting better and better. And it's that it's crazy because on the one hand, you don't have really an all-star cast. Yeah. There are a lot of unknowns. Right? Because they're a comedy troupe, they're good on stage, but a lot of unknowns. And the content also, you don't have anything to go off of. Yeah. It's not that great. And for whatever reason, it works so well. They killed it. And everybody just kind of has their moment to shine. And when you get to their moment, it's just pure gold. Yeah. Like freaking Farva and his liter of cola. Dude.
Farva. Greatest character in the whole fucking movie.
Is so amazing.
Dude. It's just not even close how funny that dude is.
And it's easy. It's so easy because you hate him. You hate Farva from the get-go. And then you pretty much continue to hate him throughout the entire movie.
Sure.
But he is by far the best part of it. And it's so great. Every line Kevin Heffernan has just
for sure
steals every scene he's in with smacking his gum and just being being the private pilot of the group is who he is
for sure
throughout the entire thing. And I'm just dying because every single scene that he's in or on stage for, it's just pure gold.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah. I just love it. I just sit there and cackle. And I mean, it's funny too, because you have Brian Cox, who's played big kind of dramatic roles, right?
Yeah.
Agamemnon, and he's in Jason Bourne trilogy, and this
X-Men, and he's in all sorts of shit.
He's on all sorts of shit, big A-liner, and then you look at this and you're like, there's no way he ever agreed to do this. But shit. It's so funny as the highway patrol chief or whatever he is.
Yeah. And
then you find out that like throughout the movie, like he's just as bad as they all are.
Oh yeah.
He invented a lot of the stuff that they're still doing. So it's like this generational, gag reel through the highway patrol. That just it's been a joke for decades.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I love it. Well, and there's so many good like quotable things in this. Like still to this day, people like the right meow.
Yeah.
Like dude. Somebody was doing that at work in my job, like in a meeting the other day, and I just was like, Jesus Christ, it's been 14 fucking years or 24 years or what, and people are still quoting. And it's funny because this girl is young enough that I would be surprised if she's ever even seen the fucking movie. She probably doesn't even know why us old bastards are laughing at her right now. I guarantee I didn't ask her. I should have, and I may ask her another time and report back to the group. But I'll bet you she's never even seen Super Troopers.
Oh,
She may not even have heard of Super Troopers, but she's still doing the right meow joke that Foster runs down for fucking 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you can't help but go, man, you know, you did something special when a joke can still last 24 years with people that don't even know where they're getting it from.
Yeah. Oh,
it's fantastic.
But there's just so many, right? The I am all that is man. I use that so frequently.
Oh, God. For sure.
And
there's
just,
yeah.
And just every single bit line is, you can tell it's 5 dudes who are just the closest of friends.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, right? Because it's like the kind of ribbon on each other, right?
Yeah.
So you got you're never gonna win with those thin little bird lips, like just going after it and just or hopping into the truck after they get locked inside. It smells like sex in here.
Hey, Chief, I'll have a chinchilla.
Yeah.
They think I'm Mexican. You're not Mexican. It's so stupid, but it's so good.
It's one after the other that land. And I'll tell you, the scene that gets me, because it should be kind of the only scene in the entire movie where they could play a straight joke, or they could play it straight and not need a joke.
Yeah.
They throw a joke in, and it's the first brawl they have with the city cops, right?
Okay.
First brawl by the Winnebago. And after it's all said and done, like, everybody's handcuffed except Rammerthorn and Ursula, and they're over there trading. Like, I'll give you the fat guy for Rabbit and the stupid one for Mac. And it's just like, and Ursula's response is perfect, because they're both kind of fat and kind of stupid, so you're gonna be specific. And so that's the point of the movie where you had the option to just kind of say, hey, we're gonna wait on a joke, and they found a way to throw one in. That is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, because
it just got everybody handcuffed and portioned off, and it's just they're doing a prisoner exchange.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
It's beautiful. It's just so funny. And that's, I think the characters stand out so much too. And obviously there's ones that just never end, like Farva. Like, that's the one that everybody remembers because of the mustache and the fuck, you know what I mean? And like the ridiculous shit that he does and says, like the whole, let's take Viagra and go give people tickets with giant boners. And then the immediate response is just as good. As like, Farva, you're the only one that can make a dark man blush. Like, it's just, no, we're not doing it. And then there's this moment where you're like, that shit would be funny. You should go do that. Like,
yeah,
with the shorts and it just, but that's the part. Like, these characters are so memorable because what they do and what they say is so memorable. Like, and I said it early on, the line that has stuck with me for my whole having seen this movie life is the chicken fucker. Like, kills me. Like, that's your first reaction is chicken fucker. Like, license and registration, chicken fucker. Like, it's just
what makes it better is those are his parents. Real life parents. And so their reaction is 100% real because they had no idea what he was gonna say.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a fucking real goddamn script for this movie. This was, they said, here's the scene, fucking do some shit.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Yeah. Because that's what they do, right? Like, that's their thing. But oh yeah, shit. So I love that his parents are in it. Like, that they had to scrape people together and be like, get your family and friends in this fucker because we can't pay any extras. What was the budget for this movie?
Couldn't have been anything. Because Jim Gaffigan is there as a favor to them.
Oh God, yeah. Jim Gaffigan. Another $3 million budget. Jesus, that's tiny.
That is a lot more than I thought it was.
True. But even in 2001, that's nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Especially because it grows. This is going to sound tiny, but it had an opening weekend that doubled it. It was 6 million opening weekend. And then its total gross worldwide was $23 million. So you made $20 million. I mean, you probably made less than that after you account for like marketing and shit, but even still, a $20 million haul, you'll
Pretty
take
good
that on a $3 million budget.
Oh yeah,
for a fuck around movie.
exactly. Because that's all it is. But it's lightning in a bottle.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way it should work, and they found a way to make it work and make it work exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And it just, I just love it because every single time I watch it through, just dying of laughter, spilling anything I'm trying to eat or drink.
Oh, yeah.
Doing plenty of spit takes because there's stuff I forget about until it actually happens again. And like the metal cup.
Oh God.
Right?
Yeah.
They do they're plotting how they're gonna, kind of steal the hidden weed and, make the city cops look bad. And they're just at the gun range. You got Steve Lim coming out, just in his bulletproof cup.
Oh man, it's absolutely outrageous, but amazing.
Yeah. Oh, the other one that is relatable, and it's one of those that they just threw in is when Foster and Mac hop in the truck for the first time, and they both can't get it to drive.
Oh,
they can't drive the truck. They're all in their disguises. They're going undercover. You think you're gonna get this great storyline about them, just fucking around as undercover, and they can't get the truck.
Can't get the truck to start. Oh God, where to go? Yeah, fucking amazing. And I think that's like, yeah. Again, I go back to like all of the stereotypes that they play into, the mustaches, the fucking over masculinity or the toxic hyper masculinity levels of like police, and then like the like you said, like because you hear about, if you know anybody in law enforcement, which I've had family and I got some friends that I've known that are all over the place in law enforcement, like there are levels of competition between these different branches of law enforcement. And I mean, you even see it play out on like TV and movies where they're like, jurisdiction my ass, or jurish your diction crap, you know what I mean? All those fucking, but those things are real. And I think that's like, and I've said this in many movie that we've talked about, like if you can ground your content in some level of relatability, to me that's where you find success, right? Like there, you can either go all out on like action, or you can go all out on, you're kind of safe in like an action movie or a horror movie or even a thriller movie to a certain degree, because there's certain aspects of that like get your adrenaline going regardless, and you're like, oh yeah, I can rate her, I like this is fun, this is crazy. But comedy is a different animal. Like, and and we talked about it all the time in the podcast, where Mattson and I are just like on 100% different pages of the comedy spectrum, if you will. But that's because I find so many things relatable in a movie like this. Like I see a state trooper with the goofy fucking hat on, in the green and the tan and the fucking, because they all wear the same fucking colors in some way, shape, or form. They all got their goofy ass hats. They all got fucking little man syndrome for the most part. You know what I mean? Even when they're good, and I'm not saying all cops are assholes. That's not my thing. I've had some really good experiences with police officers. Granted, I'm fucking white, and so it's easy for that to happen for me. And I'm extremely polite to a cop, but yeah, exactly. But I've also, when I was younger, had a fucking mouth on me, and yeah, shocker, right? And I love to fucking pop. I got a quick story. I was driving home one night at 3 a.m. Been out with some friends, completely stone cold sober. Like it's not like, yeah, like I was sober as fuck. It's 3 a.m. I was driving through Salt Lake, which, listen, we're not LA. We're not New York, right?
Yeah.
But there are parts of Salt Lake where there's some shit going on. I bet you. I promise you there is. And I'm about 6 blocks from one of those areas. And I get pulled over at 3 a.m. because I have a tail light out. The guy pulls me over at 3 a.m. He's like, I pulled you over, and I'm like, I really don't. It's like, I wasn't speeding. It's 3 a.m. I'm a little bit tired. I'm just trying to go home. Have you been drinking? No, I haven't been drinking. I understand the question. It's 3 a.m. It's fucking weird. No, I haven't been drinking. We just got goofing around, fucking around. So it's really late. And he's like, well, I pulled you over because you have a taillight out. And I don't know. I must have had a face. Maybe I made a noise. And he's like, you got a problem? I'm like, yeah. I guarantee there's some fucking shady shit going down about 5 blocks from here, and you're pulling me over a fucking taillight at 3 o'clock in the morning. Go do your job. And then I went, why did you do that? You know what I mean? I just couldn't walk
Shut
that
up,
shit
JJ.
Seriously, like, fucking don't do that. You know what I mean? So, like, and I say all that and I tell that story to go, you see those moments of these goofy ass fucking cops on both sides of the end of the thing. And they're like, but you're like, I've been pulled over by that guy. In fact, I'm surprised that this guy that pulled me over didn't call me a chicken fucker when he pulled me. You know what I mean? Like, and I had a cousin who was a police officer that I'm like, he's fucking Farva for the city police. You know what I mean? Like, that's my cousin. Like, I know that guy. And so that is, to me, one of the things that this movie does is it's hard. Whether you find it funny or not on its own, it's hard not to find someone or a couple of people in this movie that you go, I've talked to someone that's like that, or I have a family member or a friend that I'm like, okay, yep. And as soon as you can make that connection, and that's where I love comedy. Like, if you can find that connective tissue to someone's life, no matter how much they have to stretch to connect it, right? Then the comedy ramps up to 10 at that point. Because this is the reason I love a lot of stand-up comedy, is my favorite stand-up comedians personally are the ones that talk about real life shit. And like, even a lot of them that tell stories, like, and obviously embellished versions of stories that they've been through in their life, but you're like, fuck, that's funny because it's reality and it feels like it could really happen. Maybe not to that extent. And that's what, again, this movie has so many relatable moments where you're like, we've all been pulled over by the cop that's a cop because they're too fucking stupid to get a fucking degree and go do some serious shit, or they're too fucking lazy to go and do some hard manual labor and make great money doing that shit, or they just have this fucking complex that they want to have a uniform and have some power because they never had it when they were growing up and a kid, or any number of reasons that they became a cop, but they're assholes, right? Simply because they're fucking cops. And this movie, like I said, I've had so many interesting interactions with law enforcement on both sides of the table that I'm like, every time I watch this movie, I just giggle because I'm like, yep, I can see every single one of these guys.
It's funny that you bring up like making the connection and you're like, oh, my cousin was Farva.
Yeah.
Because someone that one of my dad's friends who growing up was like an uncle to us, right? Called him uncle. He is Steve Lem in this. Different hair color, same mustache, same haircut.
Yeah.
Down to the wire, and kind of same attitude to where just, off the cuff crazy. I think he worked for law enforcement too. Don't remember exactly what he was doing, but so when I see Steve Lem, like in my 8-year-old mind, I'm seeing my uncle, and it is so funny because the stupid cheesy smile that Steve Lem does in this, it's the same exact person.
Yeah,
and it is it's so great because it's almost like they took the stereotypical, cop or the worst ones or the cookie cutter ones.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, we're gonna do hair and makeup to match these personas or these personalities.
Yep.
To move on, because it is uncanny, the resemblance that, it's like, oh, that's my uncle. Like, yeah, it could be from, because around when this movie came out, I was 8. And so it's like that time, everything like that. And he's got the look down perfectly. And I'm just cracking up because it's like, yeah, no, that's my uncle.
So good. It makes the movie funnier.
It makes the movie funnier.
You can't help it. Like, it just having relatability in comedy is, in my opinion, the strongest comedic value you can bring to the table, is being able to have people relate, even if it's like just the teeniest little thing, but they can relate. Oh my God. It just makes everything funnier.
They turn putty in your hands.
Oh yeah. You own them at that point. Yeah. We'll have to do, maybe we'll find some like stand-up comedy, because I mean technically they're movies. We could do like a stand-up comedy month. That'd be funny as fuck.
That would be hilarious. I got some good ones I could pull
Dude,
out.
I got some bangers that I would throw up. Like I got all three of them that I would put in my list right off the top of my head right now.
Hell yeah.
Because fuck, they crack my shit up. Anyway, Super Troopers. Fucking what a goddamn movie.
Yeah.
What a
so
movie.
Good.
Should we rate it?
Let's do it.
All right, boss.
My movie. So I have a very loose rule. That is, I wouldn't give a 5 to any movie I couldn't watch my grandma. I'm breaking it. I've broken it 1 or 2 times before. I'm breaking it again. This is a 5. Super Troopers, hands down a 5. It is lightning in a bottle. I will sit down and I will convert people to watch this. This is one where typically I won't recommend movies, because you never know how someone's going to take it, even if you know them really well. Super Troopers is one that I push, and I will corrupt people with Super Troopers to the point where it is one where I highly recommend, and I will force you to sit down and watch it, and I will just be enjoying that experience while the person who I'm forcing to watch is probably hating their life.
Yeah.
Until they finally agree to, play by my rules. It's a 5 for me. I will, hands down, perfect movie.
Yeah. I love it. I can't give it a 5, and I'll tell you why. I'm giving it a 4.5. And I've talked about this on the podcast many a times. Like my one struggle with movies like this, and another movie that we'll talk about later on in this month, even though it's one of my picks, and in my mind, one of the funniest movies ever made. There's no through line that makes sense to me. And so, and again, this is a me thing, right? Like I fully respect your 5. But I can't do it because I'm like, there's no fucking point to this movie whatsoever other than a bunch of fucking guys having a good time, guys and girls having a good time, which I respect and I love, and it turned out some really funny shit. But I still watch it and go, I need something. Like I need some cohesion from start to finish, and there is none in this movie. And that's a typical comic movie thing in this genre of like, because I have the same problem with all of the Monty Python movies, all of them, because they're the same thing. And I've said this many times. This Saturday Night Live movies are the same thing. They're a bunch of skits mushed together and loosely tied into a story, right? And so it's like I struggle with that type of storytelling. While I laugh my ass off, I go, fuck, that's the one downfall that these movies have for me. So that's why it gets a 4.5. That's not to say that you shouldn't go watch this movie, because at a 4.5, you should still go watch this movie and ignore all of our praise and just go into it watching it with like the understanding that this is some of those most ridiculous random shit you'll ever watch. But if you look at it from the lens of there's some silly truth behind some of this shit too, like you can't help but giggle and laugh and fucking stop breathing at certain moments because you're laughing so hard, and certainly spill your popcorn. So
yeah, and your liter of cola.
Yeah, no shit. 4.5 for me. I'm with you. I'd watch it anytime because it's great. I love it. Sweet, man. Well, when they're not watching us talk about Super Troopers and other comedies, where else can people find us?
Oh boy. All right. So this is week two of Movie So Funny You Spill Your Snack or your popcorn or whatever it is you're eating. And like I said last week, we're ramping it up. The list gets better as we go down the month. You may not think so. And, we both gave Super Troopers high praise, but the movies get better the further on we go. So best place to watch so you don't miss an episode, YouTube. You can see our smiling faces on there. What's Our Verdict Reviews. Leave us a comment, drop us a like if you like the content. Helps us kind of know if we're doing the right stuff. Aside from that, if you want to get more involved in the podcast creation process, Patreon's a place to do so. At What's Our Verdict Reviews. Again, it is completely free to join the Patreon and get involved in the voting of movies and topics. So the way that we the podcast kind of evolved and formed is we get topics. You guys can vote on the topics or select topics for us. And then JJ and I will supply movies that go into said topics that you guys get to vote on to see what we're going to watch for the month. So best place to do that is Patreon. If you want, there is a ton of extra bonus content, everything ranging from bloopers and outtakes to just shooting the shit behind the scenes, all the way up to full-length episodes of movies that nobody should watch, but we did. That is behind a teeny little bit of a paywall. If you guys want to really support the podcast, it helps us out a ton. Special thanks to our current patrons, Rich and CB, the lifeblood of the podcast. And whenever it feels like that maybe we're getting a little bit stale, they come through with some new content, some new ideas. And this specific month of December, suggested by CB. So thank you very much, sir, for that. Mm-hmm. With that, I'll kick it back to the Maharaja of MASH, the Let's Go Titan of Terror, JJ.
That's right. Much appreciated. Go check us out. We appreciate you tuning in as always, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cinemagic out. Oh, fucking Super Troopers, man. It's been so long.
I love this movie so much.
It's hilarious. All right, so Patreon. I think I'm gonna pause December payment. So I'm just gonna tell Rich and CB everything's staying the same for now, but I'm not gonna take your money. Right. And then I really think I'm gonna revamp the levels to just 2 levels. I think I'm gonna do $2 and $3. I have to relook at what our levels are at the moment. Let's see. Membership. If I click membership, there's $3. Yeah. So there's $3, $5, and $10. So I'm gonna get rid of the $10 one.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna move the others to $2 and $3. And then I'm going to have, like I said, you can create chat or like things like a store type thing. The shop, you can put a shop in there. So I think I'm going to add the shop, but our shop's going to be
movies that
pay us to review a movie, and there'll be a bonus episode. So it'll be in addition to what, and it scares the shit out of me but what it would do is if people start doing a lot of them, then we just shift and it becomes our content, right? Like, and we just do whatever work, because I'll do what you pay me, I'll do it. So you know what I mean? So I gotta
already watched the worst out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's nothing worse than Pink Flamingos.
No. That's Pink Flamingos and vulgar. If you can do better, you have a problem. I mean, there's a couple I can think of. Like, I would not want to do like any of the ones with that fucking killer clown, the black
terror.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is. And then like a movie like Walrus. Have you ever seen Walrus?
I don't think I've seen Walrus.
Oh my god, that movie's fucked up.
So here's the thing. I don't know if your plan is, but it would be kind of funny if you put in a selection of movies. So we can do like 5 horror films for me that people can go in. And it's, like $4 or $3 or whatever it is. And then, we're doing The Conjuring or whatever it may be.
Oh, yeah.
And so you could have like the list of movies that we don't want to watch per se, but we'll do it if you pay for it.
That's a good idea too. Yeah. Like I could just have a general movie request price. I like that idea. Because then you can have like a tiered store too. Like the top one is you just get to pick a fucking movie. And maybe it's $25 or something, and you just say, which is cheap. I was looking at other places. There's people that charge like $100+ for fuck. I'm like, Jesus. And they like, there's one that I used to listen to. I haven't listened to them in a long time because they added some girl that just annoyed me. So I was like, I got more angry listening to it than I had a good time with it anymore. But they used to do, you can put in requests, but if you pay, you go to the top of the list.
Okay.
And the more you pay, the higher up on the list you go. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I may look at something like that. But I like the idea of like, maybe you send me a list of 5 horror movies that you swore you'd never fucking watch.
Oh, that would just be the entire list. But what I was thinking, right, if we do like something like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
right? That would be a lower tier, right? You'd only have to pay me like $2 or whatever it is. But something like The Conjuring, that's up at like $6-7 or whatever it is. So there's a list there, and we can even do like a rotating theme, because I'm just spitballing here, right? If it was like a new month, there's a new 20 movies or 10 movies, a JJ and Alex not top 10 or whatever it is, and it's like between $1 and $12 or whatever it is to go in and select it. And then just boom, we're doing that. And so because when you said story, I was like, oh, we could have some fun with that. And then that way it might help people who get that choice paralysis. Like, I don't know what to make you guys watch necessarily, and we were stuck with the mainstream one. So it's like, okay, here's 10 that Alec does not want to watch, or JJ does not want to watch, or they both don't want to watch. Let's pick from that list.
I like that. I love that idea, actually. When do you go to Germany or wherever?
Next week.
And you're gone how long?
So our flight, well, technically the end of this week. Our flight's the 29th. Okay. And then we come back on the 5th or the 6th.
Okay. I would say then after you get back, maybe we hop on one of these and we just bang out because I like these ideas, but I'm not going to remember them.
No.
And so I think it'd be good to, like, you and me sit down, we'll pull up Patreon, we'll share the screen, and we'll be like, okay, what are we going to do? And then we just build out what we want, and together, and then we got it. But yeah, that's a great idea. I like it.
Because there's plenty of horror movies that it would take us years to get through just for me. Right, if we're
for sure,
like, because October or a one-off horror month, it's never going to happen, and I'm going to specifically pick things that I know I can handle, or put this in there, right? And then, but if there was a list, and it could just be like a recurring list, one up, and it's like, hey, these are 10 foreign films JJ does not want to watch, or it could be something else, some new category. That pops up every month. So there's 10 or 5, and people can go in and just boom,
select, and here's $5. Yeah, no, I'm with like some foreign language film. Fuck off.
And then if it's on Patreon, right, we don't have to worry about messing up our release schedule that we're doing. It's just adding a couple more 20-minute, 30-minute length ones where it's just talking about, like, dude, fucking hell.
Yeah,
we should have put this higher up on the goddamn list.
Yeah, no shit. Well, yeah, and then I like the idea too, because instead of just making them Patreon exclusives, like, we post them as episodes, like bonus episodes everywhere, so people can see that, hey, look, you pay for it, you get to do it. Like, we're gonna do it. So, and then we have links, and we link the shit out of it. The other thing that I like the idea of, and I think we need to brainstorm and, like, get a list together, is the shorts. Like, I think that on YouTube I think that's where they're focused on, because TikTok and Instagram, fucking whatever that shit is called, their video swipe bullshit. That's like the most popular video formats right now. So Facebook or YouTube is really leaning on the shorts as like a way to grow your audience. The most growth we had on the channel was when I was doing those shorts, and we were getting
60-second ones.
Yeah, and because people would watch that shit, and then they go and watch your full length content after, and they follow you for your shorts, and then they'll, so that was the most growth we had in subscribers, was those couple of months that we were doing the shorts, whatever it was, whether it came out of an episode or the one that got with Matson's kid fucking saying my name, that's got the highest. Like, it was huge.
Yeah,
there's like thousands of views.
Just put Matson's kid back on here.
No shit, dude.
Just give
fucking kid's hilarious.
Earphones.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of cool shit that we could do. Like, just the text you were sending me. Like, there's some fun shit we could do.
So the one that I was talking about, have you seen the You Should Know podcast? So look them up. It's it's 2 guys. It's a white guy, a black guy, or a brown guy. Yeah. And they just go back and forth, and they're asking, like, stupid shit. So brown guy doesn't know anything, and the white guy.
Oh, you know what? I do know that podcast.
And so it's like 5th grade questions or whatever, and
they're getting full on arguments.
Yeah, they're going back and forth. I love their content because it is so hilarious. They do a lot of, like, the would you rather. Yeah, and all their hot takes are just so bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Every time that dude asks the black dude something, and he's like, I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
oh no. It's bad how dumb he is. How dumb
But
both
it
of
is,
them are
but it
sometimes.
is great
Oh,
content.
fuck. It's hilarious.
So I'm dying.
Yeah.
So something like that with movies or
Yeah.
back and forth.
I
Like
love that idea.
we could make it happen.
Sure. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. So let's add that. Like, let's plan on when you get back, we're through Thanksgiving and all that bullshit. Let's sit down for an hour or so and fucking bang out the new Patreon page, and then we figure out what our new content is. And then that I like the idea too, because we can get ahead of the game with our normal releases like I want to, like I'm been trying to fucking do, but life sucks. So like there's just been so much going on lately for everybody. But if we can get ahead of the game, like get a couple of months, then we can put focus on the short content, the requests that are coming through. I just would love I've said this for fucking 6 years now. Like I would love for the podcast to like pay for itself. There was a time when it did, and I was like, well, this is nice. Like when we had the fucking sponsor for, whatever it was, 6 months from.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah, it was nice. I was like, ooh, look, I didn't pay for fucking StreamYard. Fucking Manscaped did. So I'd love to get back to that. I'm working on one with a golf place that I go to now. Like I do a golf league. In fact, I have one tomorrow night. It's an indoor golf like simulator thing, but they do like coaching and workout stuff. They have like a gym that you can go to. It's all in this one building. Utah company was based out of Centerville, and then it's like grown. Now they're in Texas and fucking growing like a weed because it's cool as hell. But my buddy knows one of the owners of like 4 of them because they're franchise locations. And he was talking to her, and he does Instagram videos of his golf journey because he sucks at it and he's trying to get better. And so he records like every time we go golfing. I'm like, I don't like that you record all of my shots and shit. Like you're recording everything. And I'm like, I suck. Anyway, so he's been getting like a little bit of growth on Instagram. So they gave him a huge discount on his driver when he did it. And so I was like, listen, fuckers, I run a podcast and we got fucking YouTube. We're up at near 1,000. We're getting closer. Well, I think we're close to 400, but I was like, still, I mean, and that's worldwide shit, nationwide, all over the place. And I was like, in our podcast, we get up to like 2,000 unique listeners a month sometimes. And they're all over the country too. And I can show you that. So I'm working on her to see if I can get her to sponsor. I don't want your discounts. I want your fucking money. Like, tell me you'll pay me $50 a month to put your fucking company in my podcast episodes and my shorts. And so I think what I can do is, I'm a fucking whore. I'll fucking, I'll sell my soul for the right price, and it's cheap, fucker. And she's funny. She's like, yeah, let me know. And I told her, we told her last week, I was like, I'm thinking about revamping and doing some different things. And so that would give us more opportunity to promote your company even more. And so I'm looking for ways to do that. And then I'm trying to find some places that we can do that with. And then I told Mattson too, because his wife's getting back into hers a little bit. And so I was like, we got to find something for her too. And hers would be easy. All you got to do is find some medical company or, something that is connected to her mental health stuff. Find a hotline that's willing to let you know what I mean? Any of that stuff. And then it's all about just that footprint. How big can your footprint get? So
we'll sponsors help.
Oh, for sure. Like
they add that
it's huge. Exactly. All right, man. Well, I gotta head out of here and go do some card stuff. Dude, one last thing, dude. I bought this is gonna be dope. So I'm gonna be able to make some like merch for us at some point. So I did a thing. And so Ian, I think I told you when he started his van life, like he let me borrow, like babysit is more the term I use. He let me babysit his laser cutter and his 3D printer. Well, I never even touched the 3D printer, but the laser cutter, I've been going fucking nuts with my card stuff, and I make the 3D shadow box spaces for Star Wars. So the company that made that, X Tool, is releasing on Wednesday a UV version. So it's a UV laser, which is dope because it's colder. It's not as hot. And then you can do like internal etching of like glass and
Ooh.
crystal. And so I was like, oh fuck. And so I bought it. And so I should have it sometime in December. But I was like, this is cool because I can make it's not just that. So the other thing that got me thinking about it is I can take like, so for golfing stuff, they have the divot tools that have like a little ball marker that just is a little thin piece of metal. Well, I bought a bunch of those and I'm putting together my brother-in-law's name for Christmas. And so, and I hate, like, they have this thing called Elfster and everybody puts together a list of shit. And I'm like, I am not looking at your list. I don't want to go fucking pick off a list and hand you something that you can go buy yourself. It's fucking boring. I want something that's got some meaning and interesting. And, you know, it's, you look at it and go, oh yeah, JJ gave me that shit. Right. So he's a golfer. So I bought a bunch of tees, some golf balls, and a ball marker, divot marker, some pencils, like, and once I get this engraver, I can engrave all of it.
All of it.
Okay.
That's cool.
So I'm going to make, he's a big duck hunter. His dad and him were big duck hunters. So he always, like, his license plate says Mallard, and he's got duck shit everywhere. His like ringtones, like ducks going, whack, 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 whack. It's fucking hilarious. So I'm going to get this. I've got this image, and he's a big drinker. So I made him years ago a present. I bought him a whiskey barrel lid that was engraved with Lovell's Lounge that he keeps in his bar in his basement. So this time, Casey had the great idea. I was like, I'm going to put this duck head image, and it's going to say Lovell's 19th hole. And it's like on his tees. I can engrave his golf balls with this thing without doing damage, and they can still work. And I can do all these things. So I'm doing that. And I was like, fuck, I could put our logos and shit on so much. I was like, okay. So I'm going to start looking at that too. Like, one, I'm going to start selling like all sorts of shit that I can make. Because the cool part is, though, you've seen them, like, they're like blocks of glass. Mm-hmm. And then they have a 3D image from a picture that's generated inside of it. That laser can do that. And so
that is cool.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do some shit.
Yeah, because I have one that's like that. It's like a paperweight, but I got it from the Disney store, and it's BB-8.
Yeah.
Is engraved into the center of, you know, this cube is essentially what it is.
Yep. I bought a laser that can do that.
That is dope.
So I have on order, and I have a business now. Like, I have a business license, What's Our Verdict Media, like, so that I could, if we ever get to the point that we're making money on the podcast, I can roll it into my business. If I want, then I don't have to worry about. Right now it works because I call it a hobby, and I get to write off all the shit that I pay for. But if it gets to the point where we're making money, not losing money, then I want it to be on my business.
Yeah, exactly.
Not my taxes. So that's kind of where I went with that. But like, yeah, I've been selling the cards and doing the streams and shit. And so all that's under my business. But like, yeah, I'm going to start selling. I was like, fuck, I just ordered tax-free. I have a tax license. So I bought a bunch of shit on Amazon Business. That's like the cubes, the glass cubes.
Okay.
And I bought a trophy, like these crystal trophy looking things. Like, so people want to do like a work trophy or something, I can engrave it for them. So I'm going nuts. Like, I got leather circle keychains that I can engrave.
That is cool.
Onto the leather. I can do wood. I can do all of it. So I'm like, I'm going to be going fucking ape shit with this laser. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And everything is a write-off because then you just stamp your logo on it and it's a business expense.
Well, so I've already got the as soon as it goes through on the Wednesday, the laser is getting written off as a business expense, because that's what I'm going to use it for. Yeah,
because it's What's Our Verdict Media, so you just stamp it anywhere, and then if anybody does want to do a work trophy, it's whatever the cost is, and it just gets paid to the business.
Yep. So it's going to be dope. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to throw it. So if you have any ideas that you want to think of that a UV laser can do, or even a laser cutter, because I do have the diode laser still from Ian that I can cut things. It can do some of it, just not as well. It's not as precise. This new one's got 2 fucking cameras that look down on whatever. So it's like fucking, I mean, it's $4,000, so it better do all that cool shit. But it's fucking something.
Yeah, and then anything you put on the store is just made to order.
Yeah,
because it's going to take hours probably to cut it, but you just leave it going for however long you need and ship it out, and shipping takes a couple days.
Here's the wild piece. So I was doing some research, and if I spent all day. Like if I did a full-time job doing these 3D engravings in the middle, they were saying you could average 25 of them a day with this laser if with 2 people working, because you need somebody. The hardest part and most time consuming is converting the picture into a 3D version that gets
get the rendering
in, right? That's the part that takes the longest. They said once you get that 3D part in and then you put it in your template for your laser takes like less than a half an hour to etch that fucking thing.
Are you kidding? So you could even, as it's made to order, just rip it up, send it out.
Shit's going. I was like, fuck, that's fast. And don't get me wrong, the laser stuff is quick when I do it too. Like once I get it all put together, it's building it that's the hardest part. Once it's there and I put everything in, I start cutting, it's minutes when I'm done. The laser's fucking cool. So I'm excited. This UV thing's going to be wild. But I'm going to start just making random keychains and shit that I can just throw in my Etsy store and like
practice.
Fuck yeah, here's a $5 keychain. Here's a bunch of shit that you can pick from that I'll put on it. You pick it.
Yeah. That'll be great for doing names for everybody who can't find their keychain name in a shop.
It's going to be great. All right, man.
That is cool.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Whoa!